Hello, you AAA pre-orderers, supporters of shitty business practices. This is Poo Poo Nook, and this is my Dishonored 2 review. So, I pre-ordered Dishonored 2 because I knew I was gonna get it regardless, and the pre-order came with Dishonored 1 and all the DLCs. So, I was like, why not? I'm just gonna get it. So, yeah, Dishonored 2. With it did not launch with a good rep because right out of the box it had technical issues. So did I, especially if you play on the PC. I even read that some people playing on the PS4 had issues. So that's a huge problem when consoles have issues. Usually consoles are way more optimized. But I couldn't even start the game. I actually got it a day earlier. I got 1 day early access for whatever reason, and I just can't start the game. It kept hanging at the initial loading screen. So the two things I did that for some reason worked out was I disabled the Steam overlay, and the other thing I did was when it boots up, I straight away pressed alternate plus enter to go into windowed mode. I don't know which one worked. I just did both at the same time, and I managed to get through, and I never had any more problems after that. And my game was very laggy, very stuttery, very it was just very bad. Frame rates keep dropping. I basically held on to 30 frames per second, not very stable though, and the when there are dropped frames, your mouse does like a jump, like a frame stutter kind of jump, so it really messes with you. The mouse also did not feel good. I'll talk about that later, but they recently came out with a 4 GB patch that sort of fixed a couple of things. It is more stable now. I'm able to get a stable 30 frames per second, but I still can only play it on low. There's also a frames per second limiter and stuff like that. A couple more options in the video department, but it still doesn't really run all that well, which is a shame because the first game ran really well, even on my last gen PC, which wasn't very good. So yeah, I guess it was a bad decision to take the 8-Tech 5 engine and modify it by like 80%. They basically said that the original engine, there's only like 20% of the original engine, 80% is heavily modified. So I guess they didn't do it that good of a job. But basically, let's get on to the game. Dishonored 2, developed by Arcane Studios, the creators and the developers of Dishonored 1. Dishonored 1 was my favorite game of 2012. I loved it a lot because I love stealth games, and this game was really immersive and very compelling to play because it's in first person. You get to do really cool moves with your powers. There's a lot of climbing, multiple ways to handle a level, and you get to play either kill everyone or go totally like the good guy, not kill anyone. So the game was really good. The story was also really good. I also really like the characters. I can't say the same for Dishonored 2 though. The story starts off very sudden. In the first 5 minutes, you learn that Emily's mom had a sister, and she just came in to dethrone you, take away your throne. That all happened in like the first, not even 5 minutes. I think the first 3 minutes. And the characters is very weak. There's no, they don't really give you a reason. Well, the reason is you got dethroned, but they didn't really flesh out any of the characters, which they did in the first game. The reasoning to the story and to why you're doing all this is really weak. It just felt very rushed, and it's just, the story is just there for an excuse. You don't even get a sense of progression because the game just felt like going from point A to point B, and that's it. The voice acting surprisingly enough, I did not know this when I was playing, but it had a couple of pretty well-known talents: Rosario Dawson, Vincent D'Onofrio, Sam Rockwell, pretty good actors. But the voice acting, it was pretty bad. It was really lazy. I with all the voice actor strike coming out, all the details that are coming out, where some of them don't even know the characters that they are playing right before the recording session. So I can understand why the voice acting is pretty bad, but still, there's no excuse. Let them do their work. They need time. They need a compelling reason to voice a character a certain way. But yeah, the voice acting was really bad. It did not help with the story at all. It was really annoying, and I don't know. It's just the story was very weak. It was literally an excuse. Cool thing is you do get to choose to play either Emily or Corvo. I played with Emily because I already played with Corvo the first game. Kinda regretted it because number one, I didn't really like the voice acting for Emily. I doubt Corvo was any better, but I didn't really like her powers because both of them have different powers. Emily's main movement power, Corvo's one is a blink. Emily's one is a hand coming out of you, grabbing onto somewhere very far and bringing you towards it. And it has a sort of like an arc. So if you're running really fast, you can vault over the thing that you're trying to land on. So it was really annoying. And I mean, some of her powers are pretty cool, I guess. There's one power where you can link multiple enemies. And you get to kill, once you kill one, the linked enemies will all die. That was really cool. Pretty OP, but cool. But yeah, the story and just felt very weak. It didn't really need to be there. I also disliked the weapon power wheel. So the weapons and the powers, to choose them is you have to put them they're in a wheel. Whenever you unlock a new weapon or power, it will be in a wheel and you get to choose a hotkey, so from 1 to 0. I did not like the weapon power wheel. Well, the first thing is I don't really like pressing 1 to 0. It's just a bit far. 1 to 4, 1 to 5 is fine. But the weapon power wheel, whenever you bring it up, it feels sluggish. It feels slow. It just doesn't feel good. And this game also has the same problem that the first game had. Your sword is always in your right hand and you can't switch it up. So it's a problem because some people want to play this without killing anyone. So the sword is pretty much useless. They might want to change it to a gun or a crossbow that does one of those like sleeping darts, or a power. I understand why the sword, it makes it easier, but I personally don't have a solution for it. But I just know that there gotta be, because it just doesn't feel good. The level design is probably the only thing that I like about the game. It's still very good. There's a very good sense of verticality, multiple entry points, multiple exit points. The levels are way bigger this time. The levels feel very, very big. The environment though is not that interesting, I feel. But still, I like that it's pretty non-linear when it comes to level design. And with the powers and the sneaking around, it does feel really cool at times. My favorite level by far is around the middle of the game. You have to go in a mansion. Don't worry, it's not really a spoiler. You get to go in a mansion and you get a time traveling item, sort of, only for that level. So this mansion is like run down and shit, right? So you get to go back in time like 3 years before when it's not run down, and you get to do it anytime you want. So it's like, okay, this door is blocked in the present time. Go back into the past, open the door, go through the door, and then go back to present to find the item that you're looking for. So it has like some really cool mechanics like that. It also is something like I can go back to the past, kill somebody, go back to the present, and then they don't know where I am. It's really, really cool. I think that is the best part of the entire game. It doesn't last that long though. It probably lasted me, I think, about 1.5 hours because I play really slow when I play Dishonored. Just want to make sure I got everything and kill everyone. So Yeah, there's also a lot of runes and bone charms to collect. So runes are the things that you use to upgrade your powers or unlock new powers. Bone charms are basically items that grants you passives. It's good for a lot. It's good for people that like to collect stuff. I didn't really mind it in a way, but it can feel like a chore, and it feels more of a distraction than anything else. But what it does is it does force you to explore, I guess. And I also like that the game. I didn't feel the need to upgrade my powers. I could have just played the entire game with like 1 or 2 powers that's not even upgraded. So I like that, and so it does make it feel like the runes and the bone charms are very it's a very side quest thing, so it's not really important for you to get it. But for someone like me, when I see something's there, I know it's there, and I don't go and get it, it feels wrong. So it can be a chore at times, and some are hidden pretty well, so it took me quite a while. All in all, it took me about 28 hours to finish one run with Emily, and more often than not, I'm okay with sequels having upgrades here and there, some variety, some differences here and there, and more of the same is fine with me. That's the reason why I buy sequels, is because I want more of the same. But because in this case I feel Dishonored 2 is weaker than Dishonored 1 in almost every way other than level design, it could have done better with having more variety and more differences than the first game, because the first game is just superior right now. And I really do like the time traveling mechanic that they put in the middle of the game. I just lost my voice there. The middle of the game. I wish they would have done more of that. I would really like to play an entire game that's just like that. But yeah, but in this case, since I already felt like it was a downgrade from Dishonored 1, more stuff would have helped. More variety would have helped. So I don't recommend this game. I really can't recommend this game at this price point at this moment right now. Wait until there's a sale. I would say wait until there's at least a 50% sale. If you can get it at a half price, I think it's okay. And by that time, there should be a little bit extra content and the patches would have been better, I hope. Because they did say they want to put it in a New Game Plus. So that'll be cool for some people that want to play it again. But yeah, wait for a sale. At least 50%. I can't recommend this at $60. I really can't. So yeah, thank you very much for watching and listening to my review of Dishonored 2. And thank you very much if you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.